Welcome to the South Texas Information Technology Association. For people that are new, I'm sure that some of you have been here before, some of you may have not. But welcome to the newcomers. We're glad to have you in the meeting. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, you might have heard a lot about our association before from some of your colleagues. So I'm going to just go ahead and get straight to the membership. Basically things that have been recurring, and we've been, some of the executive staff has been meaning to mention to our membership. So I know a lot of you were asking about the dues, so we finally settled on the dues. The dues are going to be $25, and $25 isn't quite much compared to some of the membership benefits that accompany the membership. So your current memberships right now, everybody's considered a member. If you submitted a membership, your membership will be valid until February 28, 2019. Starting on March 1st, 2019, we'll require that you actually purchase a membership at $25. And that $25 membership will provide you access with program and opportunity access, as you can see above. So program and opportunity access is specifically talking about different types of programs like Tech Control and Teach IT. So people that are in Tech Control and Teach IT currently, you're going to want to get that application in, so that way you make sure that you're a current member and up to date. So some of the other membership benefits, 5x5, they provide a complimentary graph for all STEM members. So you'll get a membership ID to show that you're a STEM member. For people that did hear about the membership ID from the previous meeting, the membership ID is actually going to be NFC capable. So the NFC card will basically be an online, basically an online business card, right? So what we're going to do is when you actually apply on the website for the $25 dues, you're going to create an account. At that account, you can put different types of information in your profile, such as a profile picture. You can put email, you can put your phone number, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever you'd like to share with prospective employers or for networking purposes, right? So that NFC card is going to be linked to your profile on the website, so you're able, just in case if you don't have any business cards on you, because we know that business cards come and go, sometimes you forget them and kind of bulky, so you can't keep them in your wallet. You have that card. So all you have to do is, somebody that has NFC capabilities in their phone, such as like somebody with Samsung Pay or Apple Pay, you're able to put that card on the back of the phone. You have to make sure that the phone is on, so swipe the phone so that way it's functional, right? And on the home screen, you put it on the back of the phone and it'll read the card and it can upload the contact information onto to that person's phone. So it's a great little function for that ID. It'll have your membership ID, also the basically basic stuff like expiration, name, date, and stuff like that, right? We're actually getting a couple of discounts, especially local food vendors too that have been trying to sign on with our STIDA. So we'll be able to get some discounts like that. I mean, one thing that we're actually talking about too is we drop by CommScope. So people that do networking on the site, we're trying to get some discounts from CommScope so that way you can get Cat 5 cable. You know, if you're ever doing something for a friend or family or a constituent or a company. So aside from that, like I said, some of the other membership benefits is of course networking. Networking, community involvement, future research, publication, and news, which we hope to have in the future, like white papers specifically for South Texas information technology, right? Because we're in a very unique, and this is something that I've said before, we're in a very unique type of ecosystem in that economic environment. We're right across the border, so information technology doesn't operate as it would if you were in Montana, correct? Right? There's a lot of information technology being used down here, especially probably in cybersecurity purposes. We should be using more cybersecurity type of content, especially being right across from the border. So future research, publications, white papers we want to have in this association, of course, with collaboration with our DBTA, which we'll be talking about a little bit later today. So that's the membership. Any questions on membership by chance? If you have any, yes.
How would you make a payment?
So how would you make a payment? The payment is already going to be on our website. So we integrated Stripe onto our website, so you're able to go in there with a debit card and just put it in there. We try not to collect cash because we would like to keep it on our financial statements, you know what I mean, on our bank statement as debit card transactions, just for the ease of it. You know, we don't like to handle cash because it gets really sloppy for accounting purposes. So if you do have cash, that's something that we can do. If you have a check, that's something we can do. But just if you have a debit or credit card, it makes it a little bit easier. You can go to that online onto our website. That's what we're integrating right now. Any other questions? So questions regarding membership, you can actually talk to Deanna McDonald. She's usually up here in front of Steve. If you can't get a hold of her, you can always get a hold of me too. So Tech Control Program. A lot of you are actually already in the Tech Control Program. Can I just see a show of hands? How many people are in the Tech Control right now? Okay, so maybe not everybody's here, right? But so Tech Control program is a great program. Allows you to get hands-on type of experience, as you can see up here. Some of you are actually up there right now. That was a recent engagement at Doña Totas. So we successfully implemented the network. They're really, really happy with the network. In fact, sometime in February, the owner actually invited us to a small networking event, which hopefully we'll be able to put on DVR with our group, Assistant Director of Public Relations. We're going to be putting up on Valley Business Reports. So some of you guys from Tech Control, if you're enrolled in Tech Control, you're more than welcome to come. She said that she was more than likely going to be providing gorditas, so that way you can eat there and network with some of the people down there.
What date?
So that's going to be sometime in February. You're going to get an email and it'll be on Facebook, don't worry. But you have to be a Tech Control member to get back to this. So aside from Doña Cota, we actually had a very successful cable organization with our career development officer at Part Room. So Part Room was a great success too. So far it's proving great. And a lot of people, if I'm correct, I mean, what I actually saw and what I observed in this program is that you see people actually applying those skill sets that you learn in Network Plus. So when you go to college, you get that corporate type of information technology structure that allows you to manage a network probably at a macro environment, right? When you get into Network Plus and Security Plus certifications, they're very technician oriented, so they're talking more about actually running lines and being able to implement a network in a facility, right? So the one thing that we were able to notice is that a lot of people, even with Network Plus certification, people had trouble doing crimps, people had trouble doing punch downs on patch panels and on terminating Cat5 cables. Why? Because it's a practice, it's something that you have to practice. You're not going to get right off the bat. So Tech Control program is great because for those of you that are trying to enter into the information technology field, there are a lot of people that ask for technical interviews, and they're going to ask you to get that Cat5 cable right in front of them, and they're going to ask you to actually terminate the cable for them. You know, and if you can't do it, unfortunately, you won't get the job, right? So it's a very useful program, completely free at this point. As soon as you get your membership in, if you pay your $25 dues, you'll be able to take advantage of this program as well. So there are going to be upcoming opportunities. We do have some upcoming opportunities at a dentist's office that's associated with DHR. We also have a lawyer's office, I believe a two-story apartment complex, which provides a lot of, like especially almost just like Doña Totas, where you have cabling going up and down. You know, so there are a lot of different types of opportunities to get involved. So if you're interested in that, you're more than welcome to go ahead and join on the website.
So on the business side, if I have friends that are business owners that need this type of service, then I can just liaison through you, and that creates up.
Absolutely. So the cool thing about the Tech Control program is, of course, we do get compensated for the effort, right? One lead technician, which we're going to be designating in the future, we're going to provide a new and vamped up guidelines for the Tech Control program, but people that are actually the leading technicians, typically somebody with like, for example, Robert Lotus is one of our leading technicians. He worked for Spectrum for about 10 years, right? He's been in the industry for probably about 15 years doing IT. So Robert Torres was our lead technician. He actually got paid for instructing. So he doesn't do some of the hard stuff, even though that sometimes he has to go and show people how to do it right. The students conduct it. He's the one that overviews the process to make sure that there's a quality control, you know. And so the way that it works for business owners specifically is they come to us. One great thing about us is business owners that cannot afford to implement networks at a very costly price. Like let's say you're going to go to Spectrum and they're offering to put in a network, they're going to be very expensive. Even if you find local suppliers, they're going to be very expensive too. So we provide somewhat of a cost-friendly service to business owners out there that have issues developing their IT infrastructure. Any questions regarding Tech Control in general? If you have any more questions, you can also talk to our career development officer. This is Eric Garcia right in there. He can kind of guide you through that. You can get his email down, egarcia@stida.org. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to send to him. You can also apply on our website. We already have the Tech Control application up on there as well. So now our new program, we just launched this just recently. So this is the first time that it's been launched. We actually have 2 people already in the program. Teach IT is essentially a program. Let me glaze basically over it since it's a brand new program. Teach IT allows for current technology professionals and aspiring technology professionals, somebody with experience in IT or somebody with at least some technical knowledge, such as having possibly an A+, Net Plus, or Security Plus certification. It shows you how to transition that content and teach it to other individuals, right? Not just specifically high school students. It can be high school students, it can be K through 12, it can be college, it can also be just professional education, right? So Teach IT is basically shows you how to do 3 things, right? You enter this program and you're going to be educating other people. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the platform right now. But some of the things that you learn how to do is, first of all, educate students. And educating students is not a one-way process. It's a 2-way process because you have to implement that feedback that you get from the student 100% of the time, right? So aside from that, you're also talking about managing curriculum. So for people that have never managed curriculum before, I've never really taught before. I got an offer from SEC to teach, but I mean, I can tell you that managing curriculum is a real pain. I mean, if you have the content online, then that's great, but actually managing it into different modules, it's a completely different skill set that you need to acquire. And more specifically, learning how to use the learning and management system that you're going to be using. So if you go to colleges and universities and high schools, they really prefer that you have those LMS traits. Because if you've never worked with Blackboard, you've never worked with It's Learning, you've never worked with Moodle, you probably will never be able to operate a learning management system effectively as soon as you get into that position, right? It's not all about knowing the content, it's also about how you present it, so that way people can comprehend that content, right? At the end of the day. So Teach IT allows you to actually implement those concepts in the teaching environment. So we're trying to brand Teach IT as a widely accepted program by all schools, whether it's secondary, post-secondary, whether it's corporate training, whether it's vocational. We want everybody to understand that Teach IT is one of the most rigorous programs for learning environments, specifically for information technology, web development, and application development. So during this program, you actually get a CTT Plus certification. So if people that don't know about CTT Plus, it's TIA, Certified Technical Trainer Plus. So this certification is primarily aligned to this certification is primarily aligned to technical subjects. So what I think at this point is, of course, everybody's going to have a Texas teaching license, right, that teaches at a high school. And those are great. You know, they're great for teaching core subjects, but do you think that they're 100% suitable for teaching a technical subject? Some people can argue so, some people can argue not, right? But the CTT Plus can come up to those standards where you're able to teach technical subjects. Because math, of course, some maths are pure science, right? You can go ahead and just learn it straight off the bat, and you're going to be able to practice it on a sheet of paper. But are you going to be able to practice IT on a sheet of paper? Probably not, right? You need to learn how to actually do those punch downs like we were talking about in the tech control program, right? So Teach IT allows you to actually bring in these applicational concepts into the classroom environment. So of course you get that knowledge, right? You also get document of teaching effectiveness. So people that are not aware of document of teaching effectiveness, most colleges will actually require that you have that. So if you're applying for UTRGV or SDC, they typically require that you have a teaching effectiveness, at least documents showing that you've already taught a class and that you've gotten some reasonable feedback from students, right? On top of that, if you give that to a corporate training organization or if you give that to a secondary school, they're also going to accept that document and they're probably going to give you points for just having it, because they see that you actually have some teaching experience, right? So that's something else that we provide. So in order to complete the program, you have to be 120 hours. You have to put in 120 direct contact hours into actually teaching, right? So it's a process, But the great thing about this is that we've kind of aligned this Teach IT program with different types of school districts. Like I was able to talk with Vanguard Academy. Actually, IDEA right now is using one of our Teach IT instructors. Some of the individuals that have applied to the Teach IT program, for example, Dennis isn't here yet, but I don't think he's here yet. No. Dennis isn't here yet, but he's the IT project manager for IDEA, and he said, you know what, I'm IT project manager for IDEA. It's like I should probably learn about educating other individuals in instruction, whether it's going to be in a classroom environment or whether it's going to be in a dynamic work environment. It doesn't really matter, right? You have that technical capability to teach, right? So we have different types of students. We already have a couple of people rolling into the application. If you have certifications in IT or web development, AWS, you name it, right, Oracle, and you want to teach, we're able to put you into that position. So this program is directly linked with Valley Technical Academy. So they're allowing us to use their learning management system. The curriculum is already provided for cybersecurity, web and application development, and different types of programs. So basically, all you have to do is really manage the content, and provide the instruction. So you can offer it in person, like we are at ITA, or you can offer it online. So we have a distance learning option too for people that are very busy. Yeah. So if you're pretty busy, I know a lot of you work, teach class from 6 to 7 p.m. or maybe 12 to 1 p.m. during your lunch, and you can access it through Zoom. So it's a face-to-face type of call. Speaking of dentistry right here, right? So we're talking about the Teach IT program. If you're one of the guys in there, right? So they've already been able to interact with a lot of the interface from It's Learning. That's the platform that we use, and we've heard a lot of positive feedback. It's really easy to use. Of course, you just need to learn about the technicalities of those programs, right? Other than that, does anybody have any questions specifically on Teach IT? Yes.
Where do you apply for the program?
The Teach IT program is also up on the website, so you're able to apply on the website. We also have an application, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah.
Is it up on?
It's on the website.
But social media by chance? Yeah. It's also up on social media, so if you have any questions for that, you would talk, if you have any further questions for Teach IT specifically, you can also talk to George Cisneros. He's our Education Development Officer. He deals specifically with any type of education program. But any direct questions right now? Perfect. So Simples, I'm sure that I know that I saw James. I saw a couple other people that had already gotten their polos, right? I believe Matthew and John too. You can purchase a polo at MCM, which is here in Mission. You can look it up online. We also provided their information on Facebook as well. So if you want to get your polo, you can go ahead and get it from there. We're considering swapping suppliers only to increase the time that you're able to get that polo, right? But for now, we're doing it for MCM. You can also leave money up here in front with Deanna McDonald. Again, she's up front at the C building. So if you don't know where MCM is or you're having a hard time finding it, you can drop the money off with Deanna. She'll maintain the money for you, and then we'll go ahead and conduct your order, and you can pick it up here at the C. So this is a simple. The polo comes with a logo, I believe. I don't know if they took it in here, right? It's on the left-hand side, right? So still logo is on the left-hand side with information on the bottom, all right? Cell Text Information Technology Association. Right-hand side will have your name and then also your title. So title, for people that are just members, you would put members. If you're part of a committee, there are some individuals that are part of our wireless committee. You can put that on the bottom too as title. So you can put wireless committee so that way you can network with other wireless committee members. Also, the tech control patches are separate. So there's a tech control patch. Now we have a Teach IT patch. So for people that didn't see the Teach IT logo, that's what's going to appear on the patch on the left-hand shoulder. The right-hand shoulder, I'm sorry. So the patches are $5 each, $22.95 for the actual shirt. Like I said, you can drop off all the funds with Deanna, or you can go to MCM, preferably MCM, so that way you can get direct contact from MCM. Does anybody have any questions about all this? Yes?
Can you be online by any chance?
That's not something that's the reason why. They have a lot of selections here. That's the reason why we use them specifically for that shirt. We're trying to swap to different people, but we're actually trying to integrate into our website right now. So for now, unfortunately not, but in the future, probably a month down the road, we will have something online for purchasing this shirt. Any other questions regarding shirts?
Is that the only color available?
Yeah.
Just wondering.
We can put pink, but the guys no, so I think that, we're always up for different types of suggestions. So, if, for example, the next fiscal year, like let's say starting January 1st, 2020, if you want to change the shirts, that's something that we can agree on. We value your input. So if you know some different types of companies that might have some great shirts, you're more than welcome to go ahead and give us a shout. Sounds great. Okay, so committees, we're about done here. Committees, just to let you know, and I see a couple of them in the back already, we just started up a new app development committee. So people that are interested in doing app and web development, you're going to want to be a part of that committee. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact me at agarcia@stida.org, or you can go ahead and contact one of the officers and they can go ahead and let me know to add you onto that Slack page, or somebody that's currently on Slack that can invite you. So if you're already on our Slack account, I would suggest being on our Slack account, you can join one of the committees immediately. So it's a public group, so you can just go ahead and add yourself there, and then you can be a part of the link. So I know that right now they're trying to develop an app for our association, but in the future they're going to try to do the same things for different types of organizations in the community. Yeah. So whatever the app committee decides, that's something that they'll bring up to the board of directors. So if you have great ideas regarding application web development, join the app committee and give us a couple of ideas. Wireless committee, very quick. Some of you are already part of the wireless committee. We already got Cat 5 cable, shielded cable that's already in here. So we're talking to Carlos V. Carlos V is the one leading the project. He's from BTX1, right? So Carlos V is not here right now, but he's gonna be updating you on the Slack account. Like I said, get on Slack. If you need a Slack invitation, we're gonna show you the Slack account at the end of the presentation. But if you don't have an invitation and you would prefer me to send you one, you can contact me and we can send you those Slack invites. Other than that, join the wireless committee. You can get in on this food truck network project. Questions? No. Okay. Thanks for listening, guys. I'd like to introduce Anand Ramirez. He's actually the Region 1 IT Director. He's going to be speaking to you a little bit about IT in South Texas.
Yes. So don't worry, guys. I'll keep it brief because you put me right in front of the food, right? So that's just awesome. Don't worry, guys. I'll keep it real brief. 55-slide PowerPoint presentation. 45 minutes. No, I'm a little bit of a comedian. So I'm going to throw away a lot of what I have here. First of all, I just want to. I'm just wowed by the organization and the level of learning. You guys are way ahead. And I come from the RGB. There's a separate organization that I formed on the business side, RGBTA. And we're just in the stage of forming our committees and trying to figure out what we want to do. And we had reached out to Steve this week. We had our planning meeting on Wednesday. And we're more on the employer side, ed, government, medical, commerce, ag, to see how we can use our resources to develop training opportunities and build that bridge between people trying to come into the industry, coming out of school, and somehow bridge them into, because we're over here saying, I post a job, I just don't get any qualified candidates, but you guys are over here going, there's no jobs. So there's something missing, right? So that's kind of where we want to go. Separately, I just recently started at Region 1. I had been the IT director for Hidalgo County since '99. So it's probably before a lot of you were born. I was a tech. I started in Hidalgo County in '94 as a tech. I had moved up from Guadalajara. I had done my college in Guadalajara. I worked for IBM in Guadalajara. I moved to the Valley. Not a lot of people knew how to fix computers. There was posting at the county. Back then, it was all serial interface to a mainframe. It was a mini computer. They called it a mainframe. And it was all serial. And as time, I kind of grew into the role, right? That's not anything you guys can see nowadays, so much more structured now. And the challenge, and then let me stick to my notes because I tend to prattle. Some of my ex-staff is in the room, so all right. Now, the biggest challenge that we have at ITA, I want to say, is getting people to understand the value of what we do, right? Because really nobody really knows. Nobody really knows what a network is. Nobody really knows what cybersecurity is, the password, that kind of thing. And that's always the challenge of the professional, especially nowadays, is it's so segmented, right? Because for a while, it was just, PCs were this big, right? And you had to fix them because they were always breaking. That's how I started my career, fixing equipment, because they would always break. Those PCs would just, boom, go down. Now they're very reliable, but now you've got network and the complexity of the internet, interconnectivity, and you got the whole Microsoft, suite in the middle of their Linux or whatever it is that you got. You got so many different areas of specialty. So you're going in with all these great certifications, and you spend a lot of time and money getting prepared, and then you're going in to get a job that pays $30,000 a year, right? And you're like, so there's a little bit of a disconnect in people trying to understand the value of what you do. And that's always the challenge. And my advice to my staff has always been, is try to bring down your lingo to the level of your customer, right? Don't get overexcited with your lexicon and your cryptology knowledge and all that. Okay. And I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to keep myself available. My contact information is on the flyers that are in front of you. Now, putting away my career at the county, I'm excited about my new role at Region 1. Region 1 is a service center created by the Texas Education Agency in the 50s. We just turned 52 years ago. And our role is to support the school districts with services, training, conjoint purchasing. But the new goal now is to expand our technology offerings. We are building a regional fiber optic network from Laredo to Brownsville with 3 dark fiber rings that will connect every ISD to each other, privately owned. All right. Plus, once that infrastructure is built, whatever services that we can leverage, VR, resiliency, hot sites, hosted phone systems, security, SOC, that kind of thing. That's still in the infancy. We're just hopefully getting funded for the first phase of the construction this year. Okay, so we're just in that. But then we're also trying to develop content that is technology related and can be consumed by non-ed people like you guys. So some of that is in front of you through cooperation with STC, and our CTO developed this. I just walked in the door before Thanksgiving. We've developed these 8 Plus, Network Plus, Security Plus courses that are in front of you. And if you can see there, you've got the synopsis. There's 2 versions of this. You've got kind of and I think a lot of you already know, right, what the 8 Plus, Network Plus is. And then on the other side, there's one that's got more than curriculum based. I don't know if we got all those. But if you email me, and my contact is on there when I'm going to meet us, we're fixing to put up our website. That's why I'm floored how organized you guys are, because we are a little bit behind the curve, right? But we'll get there. We've got these offerings for you. And we don't have time slots yet. This is all going to be offered by STC faculty, so we want to know what your interest is. Mornings, evenings, weekends. Are you interested in the 6-day version? Are you interested in the 10-day version? This is the first part of it. If there is a need for anything else, anything you want to be trained on, hey, you know what? There's a huge lack of Linux experts in the area. Let's do that, right? On top of this, we're also putting together some CCNA boot camps. I've already got one sold out, and I've got a couple more on offer, and we're going to continue to bring those in. And those we're selling a CCN Max boot camp, which is a full week plus the testing voucher for $2,500, which are retailed at $46 plus travel. So we're bringing the trainers down here to make it accessible for you guys, because we want to have the knowledge locally. And we want you guys here to stay here, but we also need to build a job. So I think we're all kind of trying to head in the same direction, and we're all trying to do everything together, and that way there's no overlap. So I think this is very important. And I want to pretty much leave it at that. If you guys need anything, my email again is on there. Any question you may have. I'm big into mentorship. I don't know if we have a mentorship program. Maybe that's something that we can help develop. Get you guys ready, resumes ready, mock interviews, anything like that is super important. I think in my career I've hired over 100 people. And my perspective, I think, is important to any of you that are out there. Anybody, raise your hands. Who's looking for work right now? Right, so my perspective in that area is my feedback may or may not be important to you. Maybe I may be a little too old school. Maybe I'm a little too progressive, Got 2 of my guys here, So I think I'm a good, kind boss. I hope, Rich. In case of beer in a bit. No. It's so I'm here for you guys, and I think that's what we all need to be here. We're kind of a unique group of people. In my notes, I'm going to say explain what we do to normal people, because we are abnormal, but we need to stick together, right? So that's what I'm here for. Okay, if you guys need anything again, Renan Ramirez, my contact info is on the flyer, biggest business card you've ever seen. And we're going to actually put together a website, and we're going to start putting our offerings together, okay? So anything you need. Also, Region 1 is putting together a technology conference at South Padre Island in May, free registration. Okay, we're going to have a cybersecurity track, we're going to have a networking track, and there's another 2 I don't remember at the time. But it's free for you guys to go, take the sessions. Some of them have CPE credits. We run everything through a PD system. It's a tracking system. You register, you take the class, and it'll print your certificate that you were there. Those certificates are awesome, because when you apply, you start piling on those suckers on your attachments, right? and those look good on a resume, okay? Again, thanks again, guys. Enjoy your evening. I am super impressed. I'm about to pay my membership in Stita, and I'm gonna go get a shirt. And I'm actually interested in that teaching program, and by the way, so, thank you guys.
Renan, do you think you can send us that information so we could share it?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Oh, that's true. I could just do it that way.
Yeah, that'd
Thank
be
you,
great.
guys. I do appreciate it. I am floored. I can't say how excited I am about what you guys are doing.